Life is a mission. Life is a mission, and it's not always going to be a cakewalk. It's not always going to be a picnic. Life is a mission that you're going to have to persevere in, especially certain seasons of your life. And if you are always whining and complaining about this almost happened and all of that, or, oh, what about this, or what about that? Well, what about it? At the same time, you need to shake yourself and say, you know what? It didn't happen. So why are you even focusing on it? It didn't happen. And if something did happen, why are you focusing on it? Use it to make you stronger. Use it to make you better instead of bitter. Use it to catapult you into the greatest seasons of your life. Somebody say, stop your complaining. Stop your whinging. Stop your whining, right? No one likes a whiner. No one likes a whiner. God doesn't like a whiner. Jesus doesn't like a whiner. Now, he loves them because he is love. But he doesn't like them. The disciples whine sometimes. He rebuked them over it. Throughout the Old Testament, some of God's chosen leaders, they sat down and whined sometimes. God said, hey, shut that up. Paraphrasing some of that. But anyway, because it all comes back to getting a strong mind. Plugging in the mind over matter issue, if it's physical, definitely if it's spiritual. Now, this is where the Word of God really comes in. You know, we say this, but do we really believe it? Like in so many scriptures. I can do all things. Okay, 4 of us know the rest of it. Let me help you here. Through Christ who strengthens me. Now, why in the world did God put that in there if it were not possible? I can do all things. Last time I checked, in the English language, all means all. Spiritual, physical, emotional, financial, vocational, gifted-wise, every area in my life, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Bam. Says right here, people are going to be clapping right now. I mean, you start getting scriptures and like, that's why it's so important to fill your mind, fill your spirit with the Word of God. Is because your mind, there again, it's connected to your spirit. As your mind goes, so goes your spirit. As your spirit goes, so goes your mind. And then, of course, as your spirit and mind goes, so goes your brain and then your body. Two groups of people. You got the saved and the unsaved. Now, we'll put the saved on the right hand. Yeah. You got the saved and the unsaved, right? Get to know them. And you'll notice this. As someone's mind is, their spirit is. It goes in that given direction. And then, of course, the brain and their physical well-being. It's going to gravitate toward darkness, fear, worry, negativity, hatred, depending on the level of someone's unsaved mind, unsaved spirit. And then depending on the depravity within that area, then their physical, the physiological realm is going to follow them in that area, eventually to destructive behavioral patterns, right? And of course, today we got to call them diseases, which I don't. But anyway, so then on the other hand, not making light of any of that whatsoever. It's not a disease. It is a spirit. Case in point. So anyway, on this other hand, you have the life of a child of God, like you. Tell your neighbor, like me. So you have a child of God whose mind has been born again. It's been regenerated by the renewing of your mind. Remember, we spent 1 week on that. Romans chapter 12, bam, so important. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation cannot occur without the renewing of your mind. For what it's worth, that's a daily process. That's a daily process. I can tell Sunday mornings when people come in with a non-renewed mind. I can spot it a million miles. I've been doing this a long time. I can spot a million miles away. They have not renewed their mind. Sometimes, some of them haven't renewed their mind in a week. Some haven't renewed it in a long time because they're still complaining about stuff. They're still at the same level of faith. They're still at the same level of basement level joy. They're still the same old. No participation, praise, and worship, no enthusiasm, no excitement, and all of that. And the reason why is because they're not renewing their mind. Renewing of your mind should be every single day. Get the book when it comes out. You can read the whole chapter there. But anyway, so when that occurs, you are strengthening your entire being, your spirit, your soul, your body. You find a child of God that's renewing their mind, that has a strong mind, you will find out that their spirit is strong. You'll find out that their soul is strong. You'll find out that their brain, the physiological aspect within them, is those neurons are firing in the right direction, meaning they're thinking good thoughts. And of course, out of the abundance of the heart / spirit, the mouth speaks. So it runs through the heart, comes from the heart, runs through the mind. And then the brain, of course, kicks in the neurons and then causes you to articulate, matriculate the very statement that you make. And when you make it, it all first started in your spirit, your mind, your brain. And then, of course, it was released through the action of how you enunciate and pronounce those given words that you just said. It's living proof of where your mind is. It's living proof of where your spirit is. It's going to speak of faith. It's going to speak of joy. It's going to speak of, you know what? This thing doesn't look good, but it's going to get better. It's going to improve. And you break out into singing, it's going to be all right, right? Bottom line is this. Your mind will either be over the matter or under the matter. It's up to you. It's not up to God. He's already made it available for you, for your mind to be over the matter instead of under the matter. One or two things. When I'm talking about matter figuratively, I'm not talking about atoms and neutrons. I'm talking about figurative matter. Whatever, you've met someone, you go, what's the matter? Right? And we do have things from time to time in our life that what's the matter, right? Things occur in our life we need help with. We need someone to help to lighten our load, pray with us, agree with us. Encourage us. I'm going to tell you something. Encouragement goes a long way. Can I help you with this? We're pretty good at this. We can get a little better, though. I'm pretty good at it. I can get better, though. And that is this. That is every Sunday you should encourage someone. You should not leave the house of God, the people of God, unless you've encouraged at least a few people. Wow, that was pathetically weak. You should not. Can I help you with this? Don't wait for someone to encourage you first. Because I read this somewhere one time. I think it was in Motor Trend magazine. Whatever you sow, that is what you also reap, correct? For whatsoever person sows, that is what they reap. You want to reap some encouragement? Start sowing encouragement.
For more information about our teaching resources, visit our website at ciclive.com.